So now Jensen enters into is about to enter the FEMA camp and everything. In the story, what happens really is that when Jensen gets there, that the Black Ops are about to wrap up like their operation in Detroit, and they're supposed to fly away for another mission. And we were supposed to see a lot of Black Ops really wrapping up, like putting back their gears and the trucks and stuff like that.
They have the cranes on the trucks, picking up crates.
Exactly. And that's in the cutscene. We see a few in the background at some point, but it's very subtle. And when we were back in gameplay, we were supposed to have scripted events that were continuing to tell that story, but we ran out of time and we weren't able to pull this off. So in the end, it stayed very, very shallow.
No loose ends, Barrett.
I'll make the call.
Malik, get out of sight, now.
Why? What's going on?
They're here. The mercs who killed Megan and her team.
Fuck.
I'm going in.
This is for my man. I hate running with my tail between our legs like this.
Orders are orders. Besides, we're about to pull out anyway. Just waiting on confirmation about you.
I still can't believe what we did. 3 months under security clean. Something blows it at the last minute.
You mean somebody? Maybe even the same guy who got inside that morgue before we did. You see the dealer's face when they took her here. Something tells me you're not the only one.
So here we're on the edge of the FEMA camp map outside, and on the other side of the fence we can see that there are some coffins that were alluding to
The real FEMA camps.
The real FEMA camps.
Well, that people think.
Exactly.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy,
Of the FEMA
with all the coffins.
The only thing that is unfortunate here, they are there, but since we can't see them, so it's really hard to really appreciate what it is. But if you didn't realize before, now you know.
And we tried to supplement it with some of the emails that you can find to kind of get that sense that this is all about that conspiracy of FEMA having secret concentration camps, preparing for the end of the world.
Exactly.
Access granted.
Okay, so now we're in the elevator. We're going into the actual FEMA facility. We had a lot of discussions about because when you get at the bottom of the elevator, right, you're going to have the reveal of the box guard because as of now, what you've seen some of.
Richard, patch me to Sarif. We may have a problem here.
Wonderful. Adam, talk to me.
This factory, where the hacker's signal originated, it's got FEMA signs all over it. I think it's some kind of internment camp.
FEMA? That's impossible. Half of our contracts are government issue.
I know, but the soldiers who attacked us are here. And from the looks of it, they've got access to some pretty impressive equipment.
I better make some calls. Find out who's giving the orders and get back to me.
Yeah, I'm not waiting for that ring knocker to get back here with a forklift. Trust me, my way is faster. See, why carry it when they get home?
Why is he not walking out of here?
Hang on. Gotta be one of these buttons.
Cool thing about FEMA is that we really sat down and tried to figure out how, and I guess in a mechanical way, the place would function into processing all the arrival of the prisoners, the citizens that are going to be contained there, and it's like each room has a purpose for it. What in this first room here has these big cages, if you want, like this mass cells, which is where we thought they would just kind of all shove them in there like in masses and wait for and where they can wait for being taken separately and being interrogated and processed and all that kind of stuff. So, and as you go down the elevator, you can see there's many floors with like each of the floors has these big mass containment cells.
Listen up. Operations here are over. That means gather all your toys and diapers, kiddies, because we are evacuating this dump right now. On your way out, you may cross paths with some FEMA personnel just itching to get their marriage back. Leave them the fuck alone. Some of us may have to deal with them again one of these days. You just never know. In the meantime, make it quick and do it quiet, and we'll all meet up again in Shangri-La. Got it? Who's there?
Access granted.
Jensen, that frequency we tracked just got a burst of activity. I think these guys might be pulling out.
Yeah, I've kind of been getting that feeling. Any idea who's running the show?
They're using some kind of code. But from what I can gather, the guy giving the orders is still a level below you.
Nice job, Pritchard. I'll find him.
So cool room here with all the box guards stacked on the shelves. But before I talk about the room, I want to get a bit into the box guards and what they are and where the concept comes from. So we knew that we would have a robot.
Yep.
Yeah, well, different classes of robots, just like in the first Deus Ex, and robots that probably serve somewhat the same purposes as in Deus Ex 1. The box guard would be our biggest one.
Yep.
Wasn't named Box Guard at the beginning, but we knew we wanted a walker and all that kind of stuff. And concept artist Thierry Doison, or Baron Thierry, he's the kind of guy, he comes from industrial design, and so he really thinks his concept through, which is what, concept art should be. Yeah. And he figured out, we've designed a world where there's a lot of mercenaries, there's a lot of private wars, these themes are really
They're going through the world in different places.
Exactly, so these are really present themes in the game. So he figured, there's probably a lot of independent weapons manufacturers, and they don't just sell to countries, they sell to all sorts of private armies and like Blackwater and all that kind of stuff. So he said, hey, this robot that probably a lot of people buy, instead of coming in disassembled in different boxes or even assembled in one big box, it's like its own box. It comes folded in, and then you receive it. You receive your shipment, one box guide, 2 or 3, a dozen, whatever you ordered. And then there's like a password. Is it your retina? Is it your fingerprint? And you enter it on the box guard, on the box itself, and it just kind of unfolds, and that was really cool.
What is cool about that too is that the fact that originally we were thinking about our biggest robot as a walker, like kind of RoboCop style.
Like two-legged.
Exactly.
Two-legged, yeah.
Two-legged. And when Baron Thierry came up with that idea, we were all psyched, like it was all fresh and new and something totally different. And we just fully embraced it, and we couldn't wait for the real box guard coming to life.
Coming to life, and it's been the actual concept, the idea is Baron Thierry, and then it was kind of like upgraded by Jim Murray, like the final design. Yes. The final design was but it was a collaboration. It was a collaboration and stuff like that. Yeah. So the room itself that we're seeing here, the idea that now that you know from the first room of the FEMA camp that these boxes transform into robots, the idea was a bit to instill fear into the players. Like, seeing, will they open? Are they going to transform, open, and stuff like that? So hopefully, we generated a bit of fear in the players through this. And if not, it still remains a cool room. It's a nice room. Yeah. So and atmospheric room. You know what I think about every time I see it? How expensive that room must be, because if you think technologically speaking, these box guards they got to be, I don't know, maybe like $50 million a piece or something. At least $1,000. So there's at least a few grand in that room. Yeah.
Well, looky here. We got us a Boy Scout.
He must be the one who mucked up my operation at the morgue. Get rid of him, Barrett.
Oh, that's gonna be a pleasure.
Come on out, Greenhorn.
Access granted.
No, son, this is just the way I've always liked it. Man, man, 1-on-1. This is where the rubber meets the road, boy.
Access granted.
So, Barrett, interesting story about the actor with this one and how we cast for Barrett.
Yeah, I love Barrett. In fact, Barrett was cast very early. In fact, I can even remember when we used to do our casting sessions, I would often go back and take the tapes, and the ones that I thought were interesting, I would make the scene. Like, we would go in with an audition script, and let's say this scene's Jensen and Barrett, and we were auditioning Jensen, and we had sessions with Barrett. So I would put the different Jensens together with the Barretts, and I remember one of the ones with Barrett, and I would sit just with the directors, pretty much the creative group we had here. And I remember when they heard him, like, you know, doing the scene, and it's sort of Jensen grilling him, and he's like, in FEMA, and he had that great accent that I loved. And I remember Joe turning to me going like, I love this guy. I love him, you know? And it was almost like Gulem and Jensen together. We heard them, and we were like, these guys are perfect. Like, they really brought the characters to life. And I should say Al Gulem looks absolutely nothing like Barrett. He's probably about 5'5" and a little rounder in his late 40s, but the guy's so talented. He's been on Canadian TV shows, movies. Guy's great.
Jensen, what's going on down there? Those soldiers just sixed out like you wouldn't believe.
They see you?
No, I was flying dark in case it got hot. You all right?
I'm fine. Patch me to Seraph.
I'm getting you out of here first. Get to the LZ. I'll pick you up there.
I ain't gonna mess with them boys. You look like you could give them a run.
Yo, what's good, man? You looking for some new toys? I can make you a good deal.
I'm good for now. Thanks for the offer.
All good, son. Peace. And watch your back.
You ready to get out of here, Jensen?
Yeah, take us back to Seraph Industries.
None too soon, if you ask me. Strap in and hold on.
Useless talent number 42, Jansen.